Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Mayor recap from February 23rd meetings. So starting, neither of these, well, one meeting was quite long. The other meeting was quite short. So the committee of the whole meeting, public portion primarily focused on the Northeast Area Structure Plan, and this comes from the public open house that was held with the landowners and any other person from the public that wanted to attend later on, to discuss what the ASP is currently looking like. And one of the big topics is the alignment of a new road that goes through there. So the consultant proposed their road alignment based on previous feedback. The landowners proposed a different alignment. So those pieces are being discussed with council, and that was a large part about what this was. The other piece was regarding the cost sharing of the ASP itself, which is ongoing discussion. Not really ongoing, it's been decided as to where it's all at, but that was talked about, and what the town's contribution is, not only because we're the town, but also because we are, the town owns a piece of land out in that area that is part of this as well. So talked a lot about what that contribution is and how that all works. The alignment of the road, going back to that, that's the big one. And the ASP has to get completed. Once it's complete, then we can get the functional servicing report and the traffic impact assessment done. That is the time where we really define where that road goes. The ASP focuses on land use. Where's commercial going? Where's residential going primarily? Municipal reserve, all these other things that are wound into that. But that's really where the discussion is. But there's, as far as the road alignment, so the landowners understand that there's a process that's going through here as to when we define exactly what that road is. First part is to define what the uses of land are actually going to be, which then frames where the road alignment is that best services those lands. So that was it for really the main portion of the committee of the whole. There were question and answer period, of course, from council to staff. Councillor Brookwell brought up whether the town needs a bylaw about the, you know, everybody knows about the permanent lights, permanent Christmas lights that get used year round that people are having installed in their house. And some of them can get quite bright, especially if they're up on two-story houses, and they start to affect the surrounding neighbors. So we're looking into, we understand that Calgary does have a bylaw on that, so we're going to look into that as to how that operates. But most of them are pretty good, but there are some that are bright, and then they hit disco mode on them, and it gets a little bit annoying for other neighbors when they're blinking and flashing and moving around and that bright. So we'll have a look at that. Also signage into Beechwood so that people know that whole Beechwood, Mercer, Hughes lands, it is not a wide open off-leash dog park. It is town-owned land that is part of town bylaws, and we appreciate those that get their dogs on leashes, but it's a wonderful area that we've got back there, so we all have to respect each other that are back there. 12th and 5th intersection by Canadian Tire, more conversation about asking about a turning light to alleviate some of the traffic backup. But and then concern about snow clearing at the Sobeys intersection downtown here, where the northbound lane gets full of snow, and it needs to be cleared out of there a little bit better. So we put that back on staff that'll address those issues when it snows again. Back into the regular council meeting, there was really only two big pieces to this. The first one was the council procedure bylaw. And this just outlines how our council meetings run, times, when they're happening, et cetera, et cetera. One of the biggest pieces we did was move the public comment section, taking it from the end of the meeting. We're moving it to the front of the meeting, but we're going to put pretty strict boundaries on this, because what's happened in the past is that certain individuals in our community have used that portion of the meeting to come and air all their grievances for anything about us or anything about around the town. It takes up an enormous amount of time that nobody's prepared for, because it's getting dropped in your lap immediately. So what's going to happen in these public comment section is you can come forward and make comment on decisions that council is about to make on agenda items only. If it is not on the agenda, you will be asked to go back and either send an email to council requesting answers on any certain topic, which we're more than happy to get to you, or you'll be asked to come back. If it's a group thing, you'll be asked to come back as a delegation to present your thing. So the public comment section is going to be pretty tight. It's got to be on the agenda items only. What else was in there? There's a few comments Councillor Nychuk brought up, because we had a resident request that we delay the decision on the council procedure bylaw because he wanted to review it and then come back and tell us, but we did not support that, because we can just get this done. If that individual wants to come back to council and make comment on the council procedure bylaw, you're more than welcome to do that, and we can make amendments if council agrees to it. What I just said. So beyond the council procedure bylaw, there's a council disclosure summary report, and this is the piece that we have to do as the elected officials, to note on a disclosure statement as to who our family members are in town, who we're related to, our business entities, our property holdings, all these things, to make sure there's no big glaring conflicts of interest that any of us have if we're doing business with the town with another entity. So that was done. It was all taken through from legislative services. It's all clean, and it was adopted and accepted by council. So that was all done. Council reports. This is just random stuff that council brings up, and Councillor Jones updated things on some upcoming Harbor Chamber events. And we also, because the Chamber of Commerce, remember my last video, the Chamber of Commerce came, did a presentation to us in Committee of the Whole and asked us to become members of asked the town of High River to become a member of the High River Chamber of Commerce, which we agreed to do that and made that motion on Monday. So we are now members of the High River Chamber of Commerce as the town. Councillor Nychuk just brought up that there's recent discussions he's been part of regarding Frank Lake and how they use the water and irrigation purposes and all these kinds of things. So just a little bit of an update. And then there was council correspondence at the end regarding the times of day that we have council meetings. And we've been through this over the past 12 years discussing this, and we've had evening meetings years and years and years ago. Changing the time of the meetings to an evening meeting does not increase the number of people that attend a council meeting. Nanton does evening meetings and their average number is 0. But on our end, it doesn't change the number of people that come, it just changes the person. Because the person that could make the 3 o'clock meeting might not be able to make the evening meeting. So it's not like we're packing council chambers if we go to the evening meeting. The other part of it is that if we do evening meetings, all the staff that have to attend, you're paying overtime on. So there's an aspect of financial into this as well. But Having the meetings at 3 o'clock, that's a business portion of the day, and that's when we conduct the business of the town of High River. Counselors, myself and all counselors, we have other committees that we have to attend to some evenings. We've got family commitments. I got kids in hockey. I'm a scout leader. Others have their own volunteer efforts that happen in the evening. So that's why we have the meetings. They start, committee of the whole starts at 1 o'clock and they go all Monday afternoon, basically. 1 o'clock committee of the whole, 3 o'clock the regular. We're normally done no later than 5 o'clock is a late one, but that allows us to get staff in attendance under their regular pay, and it also allows us to go back and deal with what we all have to at home. So that's where we're at. Any questions, you know how to get a hold of us. Email is the best one. Most people have my phone number, but most people can call the town, they can get a hold of us, so it's pretty easy. So any questions, just let me know. Thank you, bye-bye.